Hi everybody and welcome back to Roll for Damage. Tonight we have the penultimate episode of the Hellbound arc, God of Hellfire. We'll see how this goes for the party. Before we get underway, we're going to get everyone to introduce themselves and also give a bit of a recap. So, starting directly below me, the player of Tig.
Hi everybody, I'm Shro. I'll be playing Tig today. I pretty much only exist here for D&D because this is what I live for and it's awesome. But yeah, I'll be playing the party barbarian Tig. She's just here to help out and fix problems, which she's very good at. She's never found a problem she could not fix, and that's exactly what we're going to do, and try and get free ice cream.
Okay. Next up, to the side of me, we have Nia.
Hi, my name is Shelby, or Shibby-Dibby-Doo on Twitter. I'm Whistle While You Work on YouTube, and Janoodles here because I'm annoying and have a lot of names, and somebody took my names on Twitch. But yes, I'm playing Nia. I'm normally here on Roll for Damage. I play in our World of Darkness game that normally runs on Thursdays, but we're on a holiday hiatus right now. I believe we'll be back either next week or in the new year. I also play in a game called The Between over on Critical Failsafe. And I stream here on Twitch every now and then. I just do a lot of D&D stuff. But I'll be playing Nia, and I'm terrified.
Okay. Thank you very much for the sub there, Shannon. I'm just looking exactly how close you are to the Haribar or the Spellfire bar going off.
No, please, Sean, not today. Not today, please. I can't handle this today.
I spent way too much money at PAX last
weekend.
I
was thinking you went to a convention last weekend. You're not doing it, but I'm just...
If I didn't go to that convention, though, this would be very
Pat, please, not today. Please, not today.
No, next week's much better during the final session. That's when you want to see
next season.
I do get paid the day before.
So, anyways, to the next person, Leaf, tell us all about yourself.
Yeah, my name's Mike Fardy. I only have one name, and pretty much no one else has this name because the English killed all my ancestors. I play Leaf, the cowboy kitty, who is in hell for good reason, and everybody's visiting his nice little house that he has gotten for himself through various back alley deals in hell, which is really saying something because the whole place is a big on fire back alley. I'm the DM at Wonders and Blunders. You can find that where you find podcasts. And if you haven't figured that out yet, then podcast might not be for you.
Fair. Okay, I need to fix my lighting. I am very shadowed, but whatever. Last but certainly not least, we have Auric.
Hello, visitors from across the internet. I am Sean, a creative director over at Paradise Productions, and Shannon is our community manager, who normally is with us as our lovely other barbarian, Sloan. We actually had our first session 0 last night for the new campaign in Paradise, where players were getting to try out their new characters, which was very fun last night. Got to use a bunch of my swag from PAX Unplugged from last week. Super excited to be using some new dice here tonight. They glow in the dark. We're not in the dark, so it doesn't matter. And I play Auric Solaris, our lovely, definitely a nice guy, super helpful wizard. Causes no problems ever.
He is super helpful.
Mm-hmm. It's just sometimes his solutions cause demons to... Well, we're in hell, so it doesn't matter if my solutions cause demons to come.
I'm just saying, you're at least correct about one of those things. You're super helpful.
Yes.
You make Tig's decisions sound like good ideas.
Hey, I have gotten us out of quite a few.
Yeah. You've also just harvested 1,000 souls, so...
Yeah, well, they were gonna get harvested anyway.
And
that's some Tig logic.
And he also didn't have a soul at the time, Did you?
I also
That
did
is
not
fair.
have a soul at the
That
time.
is
I was
fair.
a husk of a.
Let's not be fair. Let's not be misguided about who's done worse. He without a soul took 1,000. You with a soul
I killed
took several
3,000.
thousand. Yeah.
Also,
And
don't
not-
you
yeah,
go
yeah.
comparing Tig logic until you've understood Tig logic. You, sir, think that Tig has sinned, and you are wrong. Tig has done no wrong.
Except in Oric's theory of sinful relativity, in a soulless husk shape, he did not understand what he did was wrong. which
I
was
feel like we need
Still
to
don't
keep
understand.
Oric. I feel like we need to
Oric
keep Oric and
understands.
Mephistopheles from talking.
Okay.
Because I feel like they will.
Yeah,
just
that's
speak
probably a good
forever.
idea. Just open the book of the dam in front of Oric and be like, ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Just for the love of God, maybe don't open it in front of Mephistopheles. He'll be like,
Yeah, that's probably a
give.
good idea.
For the love of Sloane, don't do it.
Yeah.
So, I know that several of you have had long, busy weeks. So, looking at the most tired amongst you, Mike, you'll be doing the recap.
Our DM's mean.
Yes. And
We will help.
I hope you
Yeah.
were all here last time because this is not going to be a good job. We
I got
are
you.
in hell. Everybody came to visit Leaf in hell for reasons that he still fully doesn't understand, but he's doing his best to help out.
We missed
Last
you.
time, last time we made our way to Glazia's mansion, which is inside of a giant skeleton in a plane of hell that is all avalanches and landslides. Malbog is the name of it, which I knew and remembered and was about to say for sure. We went inside. There were all sorts of like undead liches and succubi and incubi looking at us. And Glazia made some deals with us. Informed Nia that Mephistopheles might be looking for a wife, and that Nia might make a good wife for Mephistopheles, according to Mephistopheles. So that's going to be interesting. She gave Leaf a package, a little box to bring up. She just said up, which is strangely vague for a devil.
Like she said, as high as you can go.
As high as I can go, which she knows is not very high. But at least up to Despater again, so I guess that's where I'm going to bring it. Then she also told us / me to kill Moloch, because Moloch has my old sword, which is something that Leaf would like back. So we made that deal, and then she sent Tig several times into a kind of dream dimension where she was torturing innocent
No.
souls, or letting you weren't torturing them.
No, I went and played in a garden.
Yes.
I
It's like
literally
where
did nothing
Glacia
but
keeps
play
her
in a garden.
innocent souls, I think, was
And
because innocent
that-
souls are like black
Yes.
market currency here.
yes, that's where she keeps her harvested innocent souls. And I just got sent in there to go play and come back out afterwards and have a good time.
It's very much when
More
you're at the
evidence
doctor's
that
office and you
Tig
send
is
the child
also
away.
innocent.
Yeah.
So we all know Tig is innocent because Tig was allowed into the Innocence Garden.
I was actually pushed in.
Forced.
Well, you walked in.
forcefully.
No, you saw it
First
the
time I
you
walked in. The second time
in.
she pushed me in.
Yeah, she did.
Then
Not
we
bad,
went to Leaf's house, which involved climbing, a terrible thing, which Nia fell off roughly 4 times.
Off once. It was just a pain in the ass to
Classic
get me
Nia.
off.
Yeah, you fell off the rock.
I
once,
fell off
then
and
you
I
hit
bounced off of the magic carpet.
Yeah.
Ended up with
Yeah, the
2
magic
levels.
carpet.
Ended up with 2 levels of exhaustion after that. Okay, it was a hard time.
Then they went to Leaf's Good Time Hell Ranch, which is kind of a farmhouse in the middle of hell, where he gives brief respite to wandering souls who are making their way through. In this case, his friends from the mortal plane. He has a hot spring and a hellhound named Bob, who dug up some arm and ate it.
He cooked it and ate it. This dog cooked
Cooked
it.
it and
It
ate
dropped
it,
it in the fire.
He's an extremely smart boy. I taught him very well. And Auric asked about the Book of the Damned, which I said, Leaf, it's all fluff in between the ears, nothing going on in there. He only knows shoot and sarcasm. So he said, this book's not doing me any good. We can, for the sake of everybody who knows about the book, we can have them believe I still have it, but I think Auric should take it, and handed it over. And then we all went to bed.
You've had a lovely little conversation with Tig. Nia fell asleep in the hot tub, and Auric went off to read for the rest of the night.
Yeah. And
Then
I
I
brushed
believe-
him.
Tig
Yes,
Like,
I take a brush.
cradled poor Nia and then put her
Yeah,
to
oh
bed.
yeah, Nia got like the most affection she's ever gotten in her life. She got like a cuddle and then got tucked into bed. It was really nice.
Yeah, I full on babied Nia and I brushed the cat. Yeah. It was cute as hell.
Yeah, it was wonderful. It was such a lovely little thing in between hell.
Yeah.
And then
Is there anything else?
We met Glacia the next day, and she was like, "All right, sending you on now," and she teleported us after reminding. Nia asked a few questions about Mephistopheles, what to expect, what did she mean by a few things. Wasn't really a lot more than we didn't already know. And then she teleported us on, and we are now in front of Mephistopheles, or I guess he is before us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Also,
some distance away.
yeah. Also, Glacia said to Tig, because Tig never specifically made any deals. Because I remember Icky told her not to, and she was like, "Okay, no deals." So she never made a deal. But when she went into the garden and came back out the final time, Twig gave her a flower from in the garden, and Glacia said that if she liked it, she could keep it. Besides, she was going to help Glacia later anyway. So apparently Tig's going to help Glacia. Tig doesn't know how or why, but Glacia said that she's already helped her. She's just going to help her later. She doesn't know. So Tig never made a deal, but that happened.
Yeah.
And Leaf's deal was in exchange for these ones having an easier way out of hell without people
Correct.
trying to stop them.
And also your freedom. You've also been offered your freedom from hell entirely should you deliver this package.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're delivering this package.
Pretty good deal.
Deliver the package gets you out of hell more or less, and killing Moloch gets you your sword back. And you also know from Gale through a contact that one of Moloch's underlings has your wedding ring. So
Gale.
you have
Get all that shit back.
reasons to go there. So let me find my notes. Hopefully this doesn't mess with the screen any. Okay. I believe that's everything. You guys were teleported to the realm of Kenya. And you could see this giant, currently black-winged figure in the distance, who was just like I explained it like an iPad. He was just swiping, and bookshelves were rushing past him, disappearing. Like they don't exist here or here, but just this place is whooshing past. He's taking books off, reading, putting it back, and doing that as he sits there. His wings every now and again flap once or twice, and with that, hot winds blow across the entirety of this place. The carved, almost like granite valleys have this mournful howling of the winds, and you can hear some distant singing. You can feel heat on the tops of your heads as you look up. The sky is not so much a sky as just roiling hellfire that seems to stretch on into infinity. You're not sure. You've heard rumors. Those of you who have a bit of knowledge in religion or history, I would say if you've got if your skills are above 15 in either of those, anyone passive, cool. Then you've heard that this place is meant to be all ice, but right now it's rocky and fiery. Yes.
I just want to remind us that Glacia, one of the things Glacia said is that when Nia asked is, what do I expect from Mephistopheles? And she very specifically said that his realm is known to shift with his mood. Make of that what you will.
Yep.
Ah.
Which makes me think this is not a good time.
So, Auric, you are sitting there, moving along, nose in book, with the other three sort of leading you. The book you have, Leaf has read a little of, but you're not sure how far he got through. This is just the first 2 pages you could translate last night. You have a little bit of distance before you reach Mephistopheles. If there's anything you want to discuss about what you have, now is the time.
Just for visual reference, everyone, Auric nowadays exclusively does not walk anymore. He is on the magic carpet because it is easier to read.
You're gonna get motion sick that way.
Yeah, Auric
Nice.
closes the Book of the Damned, looks up and goes, "I've learned things." Just throws up all over the carpet, and he's like, well, "There's no good dry cleaning in hell."
Prestidigitation. Just...
That's gross.
I think what Auric would actually do is, after kind of reading those first 2 pages, imagine the time we've walked here, and honestly the time they were talking to Glacia, because he wasn't really part of that conversation. He was reading, well, not one in front of her, but he would close the book and kind of wring his neck, feeling kind of the influence of the text. And he would look to Leaf before we get to Mephistopheles and just say, "How far did you get into this book?"
I mean, cover to cover.
Really?
I mean, I skimmed
Well, you've
it.
had time. These first 2 pages talk of a rather interesting figure.
Be careful. It's just there are things in there that you're going to read that you're not going to want to carry with you. That is one of them.
I believe I've seen that figure before. Only in a vision.
That would certainly be something else.
Nia.
Mhm.
When we met, when Nia was unconscious. Or no, Nia met, God, I constantly forget that guy's name. The guy who's made up of all of us.
Half.
Off.
Half.
Yes,
Thank you.
I met Half because I made a deal with Half.
Not quarter.
Yeah, I'm-
half.
Half. I every time I want to say something else, but Nia, when we made those deals with Half, I saw what tethered him, who he served. The devil, most supreme. We may wish to be more careful when dealing with him in the future.
Well, if this goes right, we'll be talking to him pretty soon. The reason I want to talk to Mephistopheles is because
Yes.
I wish to speak to Half.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's see how this goes.
Yeah.
On our way to Mephistopheles.
Sorry, I have to take care of something.
So as you are, yeah, I see. Thank you. As you are walking along, you don't seem to be getting any closer to Mephistopheles yet. And he sort of makes a gesture out to the side, and these pillars of rock rise up, and between them are these hooked iron chains. And as they rise, they seem to be dragging this large, almost humanoid shaped, single eye in the head, but hundreds of feet tall war machine. It's completely wrought in some sort of metal. And it's tangled in these chains. It's like trying to get out. I gotta sneeze, please hold.
Bless you.
No, I'm good. I'm just sitting here, my finger hovering over the mute button.
Say watermelon. Watermelon.
I don't know what that does, thank you.
Say watermelon. It
Watermelon.
helps.
Hey, watermelon.
Watermelon.
Watermelon,
Good,
watermelon,
good,
watermelon.
Today we make demands
go.
of you,
I don't know
DM.
why it helps. My grandma just always said it helps, and it works for me. So
No. Okay. So anyways, this thing is tangled in chains, and its giant cyclopean head seems to turn to look down at all of you, and it's trying to move in your direction. It cannot. Current holder of the book, make an intelligence saving throw.
Yes. Not great. Good, not great. Math.
Yep. Math.
21.
21. Yeah, okay. So you feel this, it feels like a hand is sliding under your skull across top of your brain. It's this feeling of knowledge creeping up your spine and gripping your head as something takes hold. You know something you know you didn't learn anywhere, and it's come directly from the book. You've managed to learn it without being corrupted. I'm going to send something to you. Congratulations, this is a byproduct of having the book. It will, you know, this is a risk as well, but it occasionally could corrupt you in the process of doing this. And you can all kind of see, like, you all, the rest of you don't know what's going on, but you kind of see Auric almost, I know he's sitting on a carpet, but almost like stumble, like he like rocks forward a bit as something has bothered him.
Eki, you okay? Do you need me to water you?
all right.
Hello.
Are you all right?
I'm quite well.
I mean, I get sick
No.
reading in
Wilting.
motion too. So
You're wilting.
Yes, I think I should not I should walk more. And he kind of is just staring at the creature Nova just described over there. And then kind of looks to Leaf. Kind of you know, wringing himself out, just looking to Leaf, kind of like with a look of his look is kind of like a plea for understanding almost, but not really. He's just sort of like looking like, did you feel that too? You know, as someone else who's read the book.
I think like Leaf is, would I know anything about this like construct that's in front of us? Like, is this a regular thing that?
No, so when you had the book on you, you would get glimpses of knowledge that you didn't read from the book. It just kind of would throw things at you as you would need it or as it would come up. But you haven't seen this construct before. Seems to be looking more at the rest of them than at you.
Yeah, so Leaf is kind of looking at that confused and then turns and sees you kind of with that little bit of a pleading look and nods in understanding, and just says, keep that noggin ticking at full capacity, okay? When we're over there dealing with him, let's stay focused. This guy could teach us a thing or two about focus, ain't that right? Stand aside, please.
It just continues to struggle trying to move in your direction. It's actually held off the ground now as these pillars have risen up high enough to suspend it in the air. And with your yelling, stand aside, please, Mephistopheles looks over his shoulder at you. The way to him seems to fold in on itself, and where before you would have to take turns around these crevices and pitfalls, pillars rise up to form a straight path, which then, and now he's about a mile away. As he turns back to his bookshelf, there's this sudden sort of like sucking of air, and the flames in the sky go out and pitch this place into darkness. The temperature drops rapidly, and ice crystals start forming over everything. You feel like if you stop moving, you would freeze as well.
Oh, I scoop up Nia and like bundle her up.
Nia's okay with the cold though. All of Nia's magic is frost.
Shh, Tig doesn't know this.
Nia's just like, take. I'm okay.
Yeah, you're okay with Tig. It's okay. Tig protect. You're okay in here. In little ball, Nia is fine.
Alright, help.
Oh, it's all I need help now. When Oric is held in the clutches, it's a funny joke.
Help. I just imagine she's like too. I just imagine she's too tightly wrapped, so she's just like, help, please.
I'm just trying to swaddle her.
I know.
If there's anything you guys want to discuss before meeting Mephistopheles, again, now's the time. You've only got a little bit before you're with him.
What are we trying to do here? What is our goal? What is our exact goal?
We're gonna go see the Mephistopheles.
He wants.
What do we want from the Mephistopheles?
He has the Mephistopheles has the red head as a pet, right?
Yes.
Don't we want to talk about? So there's that. As I'm like wiggling out of this fucking swaddle, there's that, and
put you down on the floor.
Apparently he wants me, and I want to talk to him about finding half.
Oh, right. The wife thing. That must be what all the cold's about. You're making him nervous. Look, he's blushing.
Stop it right now. It's not funny.
He's nervous. It's because you're so pretty. Yeah, to make you look extra beautiful. Put like flowers in her hair and do the whole like tizzying thing that Tig was taught how to do for when you're going into like courtly rooms and stuff, and like try and get her all dolled up and put flowers in her hair and be like, now you look beautiful.
Yeah. Nia, who is bruised and beaten still from days of being in hell, at least has fresh flowers in her hair.
There is something you've forgotten. I'll allow two of you to make history checks to remember. I'll let you choose who gets to do that.
I would like to make one.
I would like to do one. +11.
14.
27.
Sean, do you need dice to allow you to see the numbers? You're always like,
With these new dice, the numbers are really tiny.
okay.
But they glow in the dark, so it's okay.
Exactly.
Turn off the lights.
Sean, you remember that Mephistopheles' general was doing training exercises with Moloch.
Right.
The rest of these guys had it told to them, but since you rolled high and you weren't here last week, but your character was, I'm telling you.
Listen, I had so much information. Leave me alone.
So you had Mephistopheles always keeps tabs. He always knows where his general is. Someone called Hutijin. So
What is his name again?
Hutijin, Hutijin.
Okay, and Hutijin was training with Moloch?
Yeah, he'd taken his legions to train with Moloch, as Moloch is meant to be Hell's foremost general.
Okay. So Mephistopheles would know where Moloch is, and we need to find Moloch. Orc will say
3
this.
things.
We need to find the redhead, find half, and one of the priority. I suppose we should decide our priorities. I mean, we want all 3.
I don't see why we can't discuss all 3.
I
Especially
agree.
when especially if we dangle the fact he specifically wants one of us. If he wants to have that conversation, he has to hear all of us out.
That is true. Are you
We have a chip to play.
okay with that conversation?
Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm going to agree to anything or not, but I'll at least hear it out. I mean, I have got a lot of questions about what the fuck he thinks this will accomplish, but I guess we'll get there when we get there.
Right.
Suppose having a wife here is a little different to what it's like for Tig.
Never even thought I'd get that. I'd have that proposal ever put down in front of me. So, for anyone.
Congratulations! Just lean over to Auric, like, am I doing this right?
Be careful, you might not be invited to the wedding.
What's that?
Oh dear.
No, you know what a wedding is because you got married. You have a wife. Tig.
Yeah, but
Tig has a wife?
Yeah,
I love
Tig's
Tig so
married.
much more. I love that even
Orc's
more.
actually the only one who knows that. Well, I guess
Yeah.
now it would.
yeah, Auric's really the only one who knew Tig was married.
Oh.
If she showed confusion of what a wedding was, then Orc would say, the bonding ceremony.
Oh,
spot.
right. Okay. Oh, that's lovely. Congratulations. That's really nice.
But once again, I said, be careful, you might not get invited.
Oh,
It's
don't
okay.
worry about
Tig and I
that.
have
We've
best.
already been to parties together we didn't get invited to, so.
Oh, there you go. See, everything will be fine.
I would like it not broadcast to everyone we know if this is what I end up doing. All right. I'm already a disappointment to my dad.
Keep
I
it
don't
very
need to be
discreet.
worse.
Okay, Tig will keep secret, but you're not disappointment to him. He loved you very much.
Oh, I'm a major disappointment to my dad.
Yeah,
That's not even a
Orc
contest.
cringed there.
Tig thinks you're talking about what's his name?
Oh, Tamel.
Oh,
Tamel.
Tamel. Yeah.
'Cause that's-
No,
I guess you would
Other-
only really realize that, like,
Because that's
I would,
to
yeah.
Tig, that's your dad.
Oh, take. Tamel's not my
Yeah.
dad. He's a friend, a very good friend that I love very much.
Just
father
because
figure.
someone is not your parent doesn't mean they can't be your dad.
Oh no. Don't misunderstand.
It's
I mean
just
my
like
biological.
you aren't actually my family, but you're my family.
Yeah, but I mean my birth dad. My birth
who
dad.
cares?
Not. Yeah, no, fuck him. I know, but
Yeah,
Quite cool.
Bishop blood.
yeah.
You know it.
You have better dad. You have Tamel, and you have
Oh.
Icky, and he does his best sometimes. Now, Icky, Tig forgot to tell you. Tig, so Tig, remember what you say, not to make any deals.
Yes.
The big bad word.
Yes.
Tig, not make any deal. Tig, just go play in garden. And then come out.
Okay.
And then when Tig went back and came back out last time, Twig helped, and Twig gave Tig a flower from the garden. And Ariaru person said Tig was going to help her at some point, but Tig not know how. She tried to find out, but she would not tell Tig, but she said Tig has already helped, but Tig not make a deal, so. And she pushed Tig into room. So Tig thought she'd ask you about that, but Tig not make a deal.
It is a bit troubling.
Yeah, it
where
felt
did
weird in Tig's
Twig
tummy.
get this flower?
From the garden. It's a very
You saw
pretty one.
Twig pick this flower, or did somebody give Twig this flower?
I don't know. Twig appear and give Tig flower.
And you can see trotting, riding the little dragon kitty on the floor is Tig, not Tig, sorry, Twig.
Twig.
And he's taken a leaf and crafted it into a little cowboy hat. And he's got another bigger leaf, and he's like kind of like got it as like a cloak, and he's just like sitting there. He looks up at Leaf, looks up at you, keeps going.
Can I?
Or will bend over
my...
down. Go ahead.
Can I pick up my cat and put her on my shoulder? Because that's way too cold for the toe beans.
Very good, isn't it?
Make an animal handling check, only because you know what, like when kitties are picked up and put places. Sometimes they're fine. Sometimes
Orc is
like,
gonna.
no.
While she's doing that, Orc is gonna
actually
like grab a Twig and just sort of pick him up and hold him in front of himself. Where did you get that flower?
He just kind of does this, like makes the shape of a door.
Is there a
You
door
speak
in
Sylvan?
that garden?
Yeah.
I do.
In that case, he'd be like,
What's Twig sound like?
got flower from God.
Wait, do all three of us speak Sylvan? Do we just hear the talking fucking Twig?
Yep.
Yeah.
Where
Oh my god.
did you pick the flower, Twig,
You
or
never
did someone
tried
give
to
it to you?
talk to him.
I just got a flower. Happy flower sings.
The flower sings.
The flower sings.
What did it sing? Did you understand it? Oh, you fool. Or puts him down on the ground.
That was a 16 on my animal handling, by the way.
Nice.
I'll say it gets up there, and Twig starts like pretending to be an adventurer, like climbing up you, and then like he'll like his hands like shake his hands off, and he like starts climbing to get to your cat to get back on its back, and they have this little like the cat's sort of like
I wouldn't have taken
pouring.
I wouldn't have taken Twig
Yes,
off.
him off.
but he took.
Oh. Okay.
I took him off, yeah.
So
to
on your
interrogate
back, you feel the cat turn around, and it's just slapping at your back as Twig's climbing you.
That's okay. I just don't want your toes to get cold.
Just pushes its head into you. And as you're moving along, you can hear the singing. The music has died down a bit, but you can still hear him sort of like. I guess you can still hear the tune. It's not so much as like the words, but he's Mephistopheles seems to be talking the words of a song out, in a bit of a sing-songy way. Who speaks Infernal?
Your hand
Not
could not
anymore.
have gone up faster.
I'm a language boy.
He's our linguist.
You know the song Hellfire from Notre Dame?
Oh god damn it, no.
Yes.
He's
I mean,
more
it's
or
a
less-
good song.
He's more or
Damn
less
it.
singing that how's it go? That, you know, I'm so much purer than the common, vulgar, weak, licentious crowd. That sort of like tone, that sort of like not really singing, just kind of like singing to himself. I can only imagine Shelby just spotted a bug.
So sorry. There's a stink bug on my fucking mic, and I don't know what to do because that is going to
Slap
be
it.
the end of my life. No, you don't understand. You can't do that with a stink bug.
I
Hold
understand
on.
that
It's
entirely.
a stink bug.
Yeah.
It's smelling.
Oh, okay. Well, she's out of action for a moment.
But yes, I'm not gonna full on sing, for I'm not brave enough yet to do that on camera. But yeah, that's more or less what he's doing. He's just kind of like going through that song. So I don't know if you guys know the undertone and meaning of that song, but
Yep.
apply that to this situation.
Uh-huh. So Tig think that Nia is in for a bad deal. So if she say no, she going to burn.
If she says no,
No, if she says no.
if Nia
Yeah.
says no, she's going to burn. What you
Yeah.
said?
Yeah. Like if he can't have her, no one else can.
Oh well. It does sound like a devil, but at the same time, there are
It does.
certain.
But hell is surprisingly more lawful than Tig expected. It's still a bad place, but there are rules in place. There are rules in bad place.
That's why we have to be very careful with how we speak to him.
Yeah. Tig need to
Especially him.
Tig has something to discuss with him too.
Uh,
So,
as you guys are now getting very close, he goes to humming that song, and he makes a flourish with his hand, and then walks up to you. You didn't think he was as tall as he is, but he's got to be about 30 to 40 feet tall. And he summons a little like metal cup, and you can see a couple leaves sticking out of it. And he like kneels down in front of Tig and hands you a small cup of chocolate mint ice cream.
Do not take it. Do not take it. Do not take it.
but it's my
No,
third visit.
no,
Tig get
no.
free ice cream.
No, take.
Is this my free ice cream for my third visit?
That is indeed your free ice cream.
No string attached.
No string.
No conditions attached. No conditions. Not strings, conditions.
That word.
There are no conditions here.
Thank you very much. It's my favorite. Can I have a spoon?
Spoon appears in it.
I'm just gonna sit on the floor cross-legged and start eating this ice cream.
Leaf has like already gone into sort of a cordial bow, and then when this happens, he's just like looking over his shoulder, and he's like, "There's actually ice cream. I've never seen
It's
anyone
Tig's
get
third
the ice
visit.
cream." I thought that was one of their tortures, is the promise of ice cream, which is never delivered. But
No, it's bad enough to be here.
No, I
Tig
think
just
they
been
only
here
do that
many
with
time.
Leaf. I think they only do that with cake.
Tig. You're also
yeah.
finding this is it's like one of those never-ending chugs.
I'm
It's just-
so happy, man.
You can't seem to get to the bottom. Like, you actually like dig the spoon in. Like, it's a spoon in a small cup, and it's just all the way to the bottom. And you're just like, I don't understand, and you just keep eating.
Awesome.
Aw, it's so
good.
sad Sloan isn't here for this.
Yeah, take that,
Right.
Shannon. Having a baby.
I'm so
How
sorry,
dare
Sloan.
you.
It's okay. Sloan
Can
has
I
endless
keep
creamy
this?
brulees.
This is so good.
He just
Can
sort
I
of
keep this and share it?
he just sort of nods to you.
Awesome. I'm gonna put some fingers in it and like dip them like chips in ice cream.
Brunch.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
So he turns to the rest of you like, so the ragtag group of misfits is finally here. Sorry I took that book from you, young Master Aura. I wanted to see if there was a way for me to stop what is coming through a loop in portals, but it was not to be. You lot are interesting. The Godling. Why is my voice disappearing? Thank you. You lot are interesting. The Godling. The Fey Child, the Blind, and the Sin Keeper. All here. All wanting something. And apparently unable to say no to any request. I have been told you are off limits for the most part. My lord has a plan for each of you, so my options are limited. But tell me, what brings you to be collections in my library?
And I kind of like turn and look, like Leaf is like, ah, and then like turns around to the others like,
I think he's gonna let Oryx start.
We're not here to be
Okay.
collected.
Yeah.
Did no one read the signs? As you stepped into the city of Dis. Abandon all hope, ye who enter. It only gets worse as you go deeper.
Well, we've had little hope in most of our adventures.
Well,
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
on this
Long ago.
layer belongs to me.
Ah, that's so nice. You share your ice cream. Now it belongs to Tig. Ah.
Well,
He's just a bit taken aback by Tig and just turns back to the rest of you.
what could
It confuses
what you
everyone.
already own have to offer you then?
Well, I want your magic.
My magic.
Yes.
Oh, but you already said you've owned me, so you own my magic, right?
Well, I can keep you here indefinitely. But you have a part to play. Once that part is done, you could come for it. Or you could give it freely.
Oh. So if there is not a deal made, then there will be a pursuit. Once I've served a purpose.
Something like that, yes.
Well, that sounds exciting.
You don't want
yeah,
to show
seems like
me.
a hell of a reason to fulfill our purpose too.
Right.
You will leave. Sorry, Master Hellhand.
Oh, no need for formalities. Leaf will do just fine.
Is there something you need? What has brought you here?
I wanted to have a chat with one of your generals.
Which one?
Hegel, starts with an H.
I
Do
have
a lot of them start with H?
about 5, yes.
5, okay.
You.
What was that, Tig?
It was like a Hugh kind of name.
Hewish. It was Hewish.
Hewish.
Hugel?
And he's kind of
Jen.
sitting there and he just like makes a gesture of like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And that's when Oric would be, Hutagen,
Oh.
your servant working with Moloch.
And he just puts a hand out over the ice and sort of raises it up, and this pane of ice lifts up, and you can see Hutagen training over a barren sort of wasteland, which is on top of one of the pillars in Glacier's plane. Realm, I should say. And there are 3 or 4 legions in this sort of like deep red color, and there's about 10 in armor of black. You can see what you would imagine to be Hutagen at the center. He's very much looks like a pit fiend, but he's got like a 2-handed maul and a bit more feral looking, like thinner, not so bulky. His legion seem to be doing more complicated maneuvers, whereas, and he's like centered in the frame of this ice, whereas the other towering figure that's bigger than the rest is in black armor, holding a massive war axe, and seems to have flames leaking from him. There's two large, almost like bull-like horns. He is training with Moloch, it seems. Do I need to recall
Were you
him?
not aware? Is this not an order of yours?
He is free to see to our military power as he needs to.
But he didn't come to you with anything. No concerns of some incoming conflict of any kind that he thought we might need sprucing up for.
Do you know something, Leaf?
Now, come on. Of course, I know all sorts of things. I'm wondering if you know anything. Have you heard any stirrings about of the descendant type?
Descent. Aimed where?
Just generally. You know, how it is. And things come into order. People dislike the order. They want disorder to create a new order.
We're in hell, Leaf. Descent is always here.
Yeah. I'm thinking. All I'm asking is specifically, you did not order this because you think there is a descent that is worthy of training up Moloch to defend us from.
No, I did not send him that way. Should I recall him? Is that what you want? Would you like to talk to him?
Well, I'll make my way his way. Just wanted to know whereabouts he was.
The space always spoke highly of you.
Yeah, that's gotten me pretty far.
I'm confused as to why.
Honestly, so am I. Every day I wonder how I keep my job, you know? But the old hail hand
He kind of
sticks
just
with me.
smiles to you at this. It's like, it's always nice when good people fail upwards. Well, is there anything else you need, or can I move to what I want? And his eyes just turn to you, Nia.
Okay.
Well, I suppose we should speak about that first.
About what? My proposition to Nia?
Yes. Once we know the conditions of what you ask of us, we'll be more capable of requesting things.
He summons up a chair for himself, sits in it, looks to you, Nia.
Is he still like 40 foot tall and just summoned a chair?
Yeah, he big.
Okay. Okay. All right. Cool.
My poor blind girl. I hope you're willing to hear me out. My offer to you.
Why are you calling me blind? I see just fine.
Would you prefer naive?
Frankly, I've been called worse.
And we'll stick with blind. This beta has told me the value of having a wife. A counselor, mother to children, someone who understands the ways of other planes more than a creature of the pit. You near are something that hasn't been seen in hundreds of years. You remind me of Hera, the last mortal that held my interest. But alas was beyond my reach. He's waiting for you to speak as he interrupted you before.
I'm trying to figure out how Nia's going to respond. I'm sorry.
After a second, without you saying anything, he would just say, "You Nia are hollow, a blind, naive fool who has never had any power apart from others have put in you. But you rarely look past yourself to the consequences of your actions to understand that power. You are a cup waiting to be filled.
Ugh.
I believe hell has everything it needs to make proper use of.
What could I possibly offer you?
Didn't I just say?
Yes, but none of that seems to make sense applying to a stupid, naive mortal that just wandered into hell.
Your
You can't tell
bloodline.
me that you can't tell me I'm the first clueless idiot to fall down here.
You're the first clueless idiot that has a hollow in their soul and be filled with my power. You who have taken and given up more. You had the power of dragons. You failed to see it. You let it wither and die. It left a hole. Then you were manipulated to taking on the power of the void. And his eyes flick to you, Oric, and then back to Nia. Working for the horseman, unwittingly, of course. But then you gave that up, and the hole grew. And now you're here. The only thing that makes you feel not empty is the fact that your brother resides in you. But one day too that will pass. At that point, you are to be my bride. I would fill that hole with my hellfire.
And what would happen to me after that?
You would be here, rule with me.
As far as I know, my brother's soul isn't going to leave me until I die. So I'm guessing what you're wanting here is a promise of my soul that has now been given a clean slate. Yes.
Well, I've heard you wish to give up that clean slate, so that works, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
You know, there's not many people foolish enough to escape from a pit, to throw themselves down into one immediately after. But you're here, wanting to give up your clean slate. So, why not make the best of it? You believe that you are good or want to do good. Why not do it somewhere where you actually have the power to make change?
I hope you understand that I can't just make a decision like that large, one that's going to have that much of a far-reaching implications for me later. I might be naive, might be a little stupid, but even I know that I can't make the same mistake every time.
Maybe this wouldn't be a mistake.
Now, I wouldn't know that until after I actually die and end up here, and at that point, I don't have a chance to look back.
I was told by many, many souls that have interacted with you that my best policy would be honesty. I am known as a contract maker. I have broken deals with gods, devils, angels, mortals, elemental, even the planes themselves. You are the first person, good job mate, person that I've spoken to. And I will not lie, twist, trick, or manipulate. Do you not see the value in this for you?
Oh no, of course I see the value. I just found out that yesterday one of the most powerful devils in the 9 hells apparently wants me as a wife. I can imagine that might be a little bit of an overwhelming thing to find out.
I need someone that can, while alive, walk where I cannot.
And where's that?
Wherever you
Where
will.
up there?
Anywhere you wish. You'll be my eyes and ears. Petrodale has grown zealous in its hunting of cults, devils, and even tieflings, innocents they are slaughtering occasionally. But you, the poor, tortured, half-elf girl, well, that's different.
I think you might have missed my current standing. In fact, I'm fairly certain I'm still most likely wanted in extra jail for breaking out of prison. After all, I'm fairly certain they're pinning a murder of a local official on me. Since, well, he was killed to break me out.
They have bigger things to deal with. Someone assassinated the Emperor, and his eyes flicked to Leaf.
I'm sorry, what?
Then back to you.
Shit, okay. Damn it, I had a question in my brain and it completely fell out. God damn it.
He would just say, I'm offering you the chance to be my bride. Your bloodline has diluted strength of dragons in it. You may provide me with powerful children, an army to shore up Hell's defenses. You are almost tailor-made to take the strength of others and pass it on. Any other could only receive a fraction of the Hellfire, but you will be a towering pillar of Kennian's strength. With a say in how souls pass through here are treated, you could be an envoy of Hell to the multiverse, able to go where you will without the hindrance of devils or beings of power.
I feel like during this conversation, Nia, like, her hand goes to the platinum scale and the symbol of Bahamut that was given to her. And what's this gonna do to my standing with what's up there, then? I can only imagine that the second I sign a contract, that any progress I've made to repair my standing is going to be completely shattered. My connection to Bahamut could be gone.
Despite
A month? Go
has
ahead.
a son that sits in the hosts of heaven. It is not who you align yourself with, but what you do that counts.
And this will only be me. Not my brother,
Of
not the
course,
dragon.
don't need your brother, and he has the dragon. So, I need the dragon left.
I intend to pass this dragon to someone else. Eventually. And I don't know what condition that's going to rend my soul into. Is the only problem.
That is up to your brother, not you. You may have the magic, but your brother has the soul.
My brother's also a member of my family and follows the same customs I do. And he knows what the dragon is
Your
for.
customs were broken by your uncle. You don't even know what they are anymore.
What are you talking about?
Before we continue down that rabbit hole, did this answer your question, Oric? You know what I want.
Oh yes, this answered my question. It only created a host of new questions. But this hellfire. Tell me more.
Work out here like, can I be your bride?
My soul is probably not whole too.
The flower behind his ear just.
I'm sorry.
Prestidigitates himself in like scantily clad. He's like, oh,
No, it's so
hello,
funny, Shelby.
Mephistopheles."
When you started talking to him at the point when he said my power and all that, I was like, oh, maybe Oric will be like, hey, if this doesn't work out, how about a groom?
Okay, back in, sorry.
Yeah.
Hellfire. It burns everything. That is its simplest explanation. Rends it down to be useful to hell.
Or imagine a hollowed creature. It'd be quite useful to many divinities. Useful to many patrons.
Depends what they need it for.
Nia is a worshipper of Bahamut. The regrowth of that entity's power, would she not fill her void with that power?
There is a difference between the worship of a god and having something nestled in your soul.
Of course, that is not what I meant. I mean that her worship would replenish the wound. What I mean is, now that we know this about Nia, why do we necessarily need it to be Hellfire? I know that we are asking for things, but I'm looking for the exact value of this exchange.
What do you have in
And
mind?
also to understand the effects on a friend.
What do you want? What dowry are you asking for, Oric?
No dowry. What happens to Nia's autonomy? The self. We've already bargained in bridehood to another fiendish lord.
What that beast once with Sloan is different. He gave up part of himself to make it to the mortal plane, and he will not be able to return to true divinity without Sloan. Hence his need. I am
You simply
seeking...
want.
Yes. Given time, I could create another. But why bother with one here in front of me? I'm not asking for love, but loyalty. There are certain things that people keep from devils. I was hoping that maybe she wouldn't. She would also gain power on death. She came here, accepted me. You would rival or surpass almost any pit fiend, the hells, any Baelor, the abyss. You could tear down angels from heavens should you so choose.
I keep having something to say and it just completely falls out of my head. I'm sorry.
You
These all
wish...
sort of sound like things that you want, though. Like, I don't think Nia is the kind of person to want to pull angels out of heaven or displace the order of things
I've
knowingly.
certainly done it, though. Oh, no, I certainly did it knowingly.
I am not saying she has to. I'm giving her an idea of the strength she could have. And the sway she could have.
You said I was working for the horseman before.
Indeed.
Are you implying that I was working directly for one, or that my actions were setting them in motion?
The latter.
Well, I could have taught her.
Yet to have that conversation.
Oh, it was. I may have lacked a soul at the time, but it is the conversation. I suppose we're having it now. It's more of...
You know what I want in all of this. You know who I want to talk to, don't you?
You wish to talk to her?
Yes.
I find that fellow tends to find us.
I was the one that put him together for my lord. Perhaps I could bring him here. What exactly do each of you want from her, if anything?
Transfer of assets. I want to give my clean slate to someone else. That's it. Not asking for my deal to change. I'll still do what Half wants me to do.
And you, Oric?
Well, we came here for a purpose, and I suppose I should serve that purpose. We need you to release your binding of the red head of Tiamat for her coming.
And what do I get in return?
What would you like?
Besides Nia, what is of equal value to you?
Lean over to Auric and to Leaf and be like,
Am I doing this right?
Leaf like shoots a thumbs up.
Awesome.
and take a scoop of ice cream and shove it in his mouth.
Minty.
Yeah, chocolate and mint. Who knew that'd be in hell?
Torment people.
So what he says to you, Sean, Auric, that is your real name. You wish for the redhead to be freed. I wish for your magic.
Everyone wants my magic.
Well, you have also failed upwards, it seems. You stumbled upon people that had been pushed down and terrified them into seeing you as a divinity. And in believing such, so you became. You've made no effort extending that reach.
Or I've been a bit busy.
Maybe you should take the time.
That's what I've been trying to do, but I tend to be surrounded by mortals with issues that need dealing with. And truthfully, I've grown fond of them.
I wish for your magic. Show it to me. Give me your spellbook.
Oh, this little thing.
And then I will release the red head. And I would suggest you start spreading the word of what you are, who you are, and what you hope to achieve. You'll never ascend. And as much as many will hate to admit it, your apotheosis is essential.
I do enjoy a good study session. Perhaps you can sweeten the deal.
You are fighting the horseman, yeah?
Correct.
I have a transcribed copy of one of the books of the damned, concerned with demons and the horseman. Less corrupting than the true book, but holds less information. It's worth more than all the treasuries of hell.
I believe so.
Would that be enough?
Would be a lovely citation, my thesis. This is not my choice alone, I suppose.
Well, hurry up and convene and make a choice. I'm not usually this candid and straightforward. While it is nice to get away from the trickeries and politics of hell for a while, you all are sitting here indecisive.
For infinite beings, you all are rather short. But to review, my magic in exchange for the freedom of the red head and glimpse into that which would damn us all. Then the other exchange is Nia's hand. What is the value returned to us for that? Simply recall, is it the red head as well? Is that a different exchange? Great. Or is that simply for the summoning of half? I'd like to know our clear conditions,
You
transactions.
wanted a transfer of assets. I could do this for you now. If it is what you truly want.
The only way I'm going to be able to do what Half wants me to do.
And what is it Half wants you to do?
He wants me to kill the Bastard Five, specifically the leader. And I can't do it, knowing he's going to end up somewhere down here.
And why is that?
You
Orc
say
peeks an
he's
eyebrow up.
manipulated. You say he's manipulated me. I think I just see someone who's hurting. Who's done terrible things and needs to be stopped. But frankly, I think that the material world did enough to him.
That's a question. So Nia was meant to replace leader of Bastard 5?
Yeah.
So if you kill him, which was what he was training you to do, then you
I'll
become
become-
leader of Bastard 5. But half is made up of all of you, not Tig. So if you then become leader of Bastard 5, you become more powerful. And if Icky ascends, he becomes more powerful too, which makes the 2 extra bits of half more powerful. So don't you think it's then benefiting for the to half? Mephistopheles, am I doing this right? Tig not so good with math, but I'm trying.
Or it gives a very enthusiastic, supportive nod and thumbs up.
Also, this ice cream is so good.
Increased your intelligence by 1.
The very small vestige of my lord that is Half may get a fraction more powerful, but it is nothing compared to what my lord is.
Then why create half?
He needs to be able to walk in places he cannot.
Why doesn't he find a bride?
He won't accept anyone.
Commitment issues.
You would know all about those, wouldn't you, Or?
My cat is here every time you guys say something sassy to Oric, just going, ah. I'm like, oh my god.
Orc is kind of like Orc was sort of being sassy there, but in mentioning of commitment to him in a way like that, he would say, it would dart his eyes to Nia and just very briefly say, "I've committed to more than you understand. The brief time you've known me."
It's hard to say when you're kind of floaty all the time.
Well, let's you and I have a conversation then. Do you want me to start with the manipulation and how Sam convinced you to join him, turning your back on your friend and your gods for nothing? Or do you want me to start with the destruction of the traditions of your tribe and how that led you to causing their slaughter?
Start with that one because believe me, I understand what Sam did to me. I'm looking past what Sam did to me. Sam is an incredibly hurt soul.
Is he, though? Or is that something that he fed you?
I don't think anyone can cause that much misery around them and others without being severely hurt. I killed 3,000 people because I was hurt, and it was the only way I knew how to deal with it was to do what I was told.
I'm sorry, you did what?
You already knew this, Tig.
She can forget. She's dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was Nia. You already knew this, Tig. I explained this to you 2 layers ago. I don't really care if you think this decision is a good one or not, either. It's what I'm after.
So you know what Sam did to you.
He told me everything I wanted to hear at that moment.
You know that he took things that belonged to you. That he shaped visions that you could not see what your friends tried to do, and only that they had left.
He never showed me any visions of my friends leaving.
Of course not. But he framed everything to seem like it was worse for you.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware that
You know
he used
about
his
the
words.
note that Leaf left?
And Nia just looks at Leaf. There was no note.
But there was, till Sam arrived. He took it. Corrupted the
You
divine
forgave me even
impulse.
without reading that?
As far as I understood, none of you wanted to leave. Found that out after the fact, mind you. Tamel wouldn't tell me anything about how you left.
I'm the one who told you that.
Yeah, actually.
Okay. Well, he bound you to the void. Filled you with power. But sure, give him his reprieve. There's a balance. Cosmic balance. But if you really wish it, we can distort it.
I look at Oric, the one who isn't going to lie to me. Well, you know what I want to do now. You were looking. I saw the way you were looking at me when I mentioned this to Spader. You know who I want to give it to.
I have made similar poor choices. Nia. I have no sympathy in my heart for Sam. I respect him. It may come as a surprise. But I don't believe your soul is in this exchange. His sins. Which is not of any concern in this decision, it seems. I don't believe in this place. My opinion is somewhat different. I would not wish to curse any of the 5 truly even to this place. This senseless place. But do I believe binding your eternal soul to the Lord of the Hells is worth forgiving Sam cosmically? No, I do not. I think it is further serving his machinations.
I think
My
no matter what this
machinations
is,
or Sam's.
Sam's machinations.
And then Mephistopheles nods, goes silent again.
you've heard of the Warforged that's with him. Sorry, not the Warforged, it's Shelby, the construct that's with him, right? One calls himself Pain.
Are you talking to me or Auric, who we definitely know has seen power?
Little of both. Say both.
Mephistopheles nods.
Of
God,
course.
I need to turn this music down real quick. Sorry, it's just going ham in my ear.
Yeah, let me know, stream people, if it's too loud.
The soul that's in that construct, is it the soul that Sam told me was in that construct? Is that really his brother? Or was that another lie?
It is his brother. What did Sam tell you happened to his...
He was killed. Chiron, I think.
Why was he killed?
Sam told me the story of them all. They said they were hunted and killed because of their magic, their abilities.
That is correct. But why do I feel like you're leaving out parts of the story?
If I am, it's not on purpose. Shelby is struggling to remember this was a year ago, Kyle. In a not broadcast session.
Why would the Coronians want to hunt down?
I honestly don't think Nia ever asked that question. I don't think she got that far. Genuinely.
Well, as you think that to yourself, like, oh shit, that might have been important information to find out about, he will say, Sam was a vicious child, as was his brother. They had power. They believed that made them better than their fellows. Anyone they saw as undeserving as being places of power over them, they murdered horribly.
You can call this my naivety, my stupidity, my blindness. I did the same thing as them. There's so much blood on my hands, on my blade, stained into the ground because of me, and my own anger, and my own self-pity, and self-righteousness, and anger at what the world had given me.
But cosmically, it's not there anymore. You wiped your slate clean.
That doesn't change the stain. I'm not a soul that should have been given a clean slate. Which is why I'm so
agree.
okay with giving it away.
To another soul that doesn't deserve a slate.
To a worse soul. Why not find some poor orphan who had to steal to survive and the laws of the land threw them into, well, hell.
Can this slate be given to a soul that is already currently being held somewhere and damned?
What do you want, Neil? Speak plainly.
There is a soul locked in a sword that I want to see released and protected because the Five are trying to revive him. I don't want them to be able to bring him back. He's been suffering for God knows how long in that sword.
Do you want him free or not be able to be brought back? These are two separate things.
Is it possible to hold him until Sam has killed and then let him go free?
You are not
Not
asking
as-
for small things.
Well,
I
to be
can
fair, neither
lock-
are you.
Cosmically, as we've been speaking, these are not equivalent. I can lock the sword. No souls in, no souls out. Once locked, I do not know if it can be unlocked. All the souls eternally suffer. Or I can break out a soul. Let it go where it would have been destined to go. But that does mean if someone attempts to summon it, revive it, it will be up to that soul if it wishes to be revived.
I can tell you there's no way in hell I'm going to risk making a decision that's going to lock him in that sword forever.
So do you want him free? Or do you
Yes.
want him locked? Free.
I want him free. He doesn't deserve to be there, and it's my fault he's there.
He scoops his clawed hand into the ground and squeezes it, and then reaches up and snaps off a small piece of his horn. And you see this like fire between his palms, and it just leaks out molten rock to the floor. Then this icy cold breath, and there's a small ring with a piece of polished horn. And he holds it out to you. The soul free. A clean slate. That you will be my bride. You are put in a unique position here. Part of this contract, and as he sort of says contract, he actually sort of like almost like fourth dimensionally pulls the ring apart, and you can see glowing infernal runes. I don't know if you can read it, but the others would be able to that can.
Nope, I don't have Eyes of the Runekeeper anymore.
And it says that no matter what actions are taken by the soul that this ring is given to and bound to, upon their death they will come Kenia.
Aura Grace says that out loud.
The soul cannot be taken by others, it cannot be destroyed, it cannot be misused. It will, no matter what happens on the bodily death, come to Kenia.
No matter what happens, come to Kenia.
And he's holding this out to her?
Yeah.
Are you sure, Neil? What you want to do?
I just look at Auric and I say, Not a single thing you've seen me do since you met me has been something I wanted to do. I never wanted to come all the way out here. I never wanted to go on this adventure. I never wanted to get caught up in any of this. Frankly, I was perfectly content being just a translator on a boat with someone I loved.
You and I
That's a lot-
both know,
that's-
no matter what happened, we'd be pulled into something like this.
My cat wants in.
I'll get him.
You are pursuing something that we've all vowed to help you achieve. Is your eternity worth deviating?
I don't feel right taking an eternity that I don't deserve. Cosmically speaking, can be damned. Fuck that. I don't feel right accepting an afterlife and possibly paradise when I ended so many lives for such a small reason. And if I can control at least where I'm going to go, I can tell you this is worlds better than where I was going to end up in the abyss. And I don't have much waiting for me on the surface. My brother's dead. My father went and started a new family. I have you. I have Tig. I have Sloan and Tamel. And, well, it's great to see you again, Leaf. I missed you.
Yeah, now don't come down here on behalf of me. I know I've been showing you a good time, but it's not worth it.
Nia's just gonna go take the ring.
Something. Oric starts to say something, but he just kind of puts his hand up. Let do what you want.
You still wish to know about your father and his family, your
Yes.
grandfather and the breaking of tradition.
Would you also be able to tell me about my mother?
What did you know of her?
Nothing. I know that my mother was human. I know that my mother left or died or something happened after I was born. I don't know her name. Told I look like her. She was never someone we spoke of.
He takes your hand and he slides the ring onto it.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
It's just and the entirety of this realm shakes, as if something under the granite, under the ice, is shifting its weight.
That's when I found out that's really Mephistopheles, and this is just like the anglerfish dangler thing on top. Oh god, no, I didn't like that smirk. No, Kyle.
It's his
God.
pet.
We're gonna take a 2-minute break, a very short one, just so we can get some water, coffee, whatever, and then we'll come back. This has been a very talky session, and I think we could all use a very short break. So, wave to the camera, folks. We'll be right back. See you soon. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Roll for Damage. Mike, your camera has been going blur, unblur, blur, unblur all night. It's been very interesting.
Weird.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's sort of hard to focus. He's so fabulous.
Bad camera.
Stop. Do your job. You have a single
It's
job.
doing it again.
Yeah.
It's doing it again.
It's resisting you.
Showed his boss, Mike. Right, so we're going to return to the lovely conversations with Mephistopheles. He's been not his usual charming self, more like, here's the facts. Let's get this done before we are running out of time. The everything is about to end. And you know what? I'm gonna say make a intelligence check, all of you. Because something Sean said, or Auric said, I think you had half the thought, but you didn't get all the way there. So, let me know what you get.
Intelligence?
Yeah. Maybe you just get brain freeze, Tig.
I was gonna say it'd be so funny though if I rolled a nat
Yeah,
20.
go.
Come on.
We've had you do this before.
Fuck. No.
Alright.
No, I really didn't make it. I got an 8.
Okay. Nia?
Rolled a 2.
Yep, okay. Leaf?
14.
Yep, okay. And Auric?
I'm gonna you know what I actually completely forgot about, Kyle, that I remembered during PAX that I have not done this whole season. Well, the fact that I should have been rolling portents this entire season.
Yep, as you've
Oh, wait,
been
are you
growing
in-
he's been growing in divination power.
Oh,
And
okay.
I completely forgot about it this season.
You can
The
roll
best
now if
thing
you
about
want. I'll let you.
divination wizards.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna take one of these portents because I did roll a natural 1 just now.
Oh no!
But I'm gonna take this 17 I rolled instead from one of my portents,
And that
which will
gives
give
you a
me
total of
28. 20. I'm
2.
sorry. This is just a normal check. This is just a normal check. 22.
So the thought of, for eternal beings, you're very short. Or infinite, I can't remember what you said now, but that
Yeah, infinite.
you sort of sit there, and then as he's talking, you kind of go off into your own head, being like, infinite beings, and they're being short, and then you're like, well, obviously they're in a rush to do something, but them in a rush versus us in a rush is a completely different time scale. They might be like, oh shit, the end is coming, the horsemen are here, and they're gonna destroy worlds, maybe all the planes, so they're trying to hurry up. But for you guys, a rush might be a few days, a few weeks. For them, are we talking months, years, decades? You're just not sure. So just that thought kind of circling around your head that while things are coming up quickly, it might not be as short a time as you've been feeling, given the time scale of the creatures that are making plans with this. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, I had that thought naturally without a roll.
Yeah, well, look, if you don't say shit out loud, how am I meant to know, alright? Gosh.
Because Auric was thinking it.
Auric is the smart boy who sits here and calculates the fucking
That's
equation
actually
of sin,
why
okay?
Auric said that to him, was to be like sort of saying like that was why Auric made that comment, was like, you're being rather quick for someone who's a short time is months, years, decades.
Yeah, good. Okay, so we're on the same page.
Don't
It's
you
just been
worry,
said
we're
out
on the
loud.
same page.
Think
All
boy
right.
got it.
Why aren't you saying how you feel?
It was good acting then, Sean, and I'm just going to shut up and keep going. Right, so he's like, well, Neo, we have a conversation to have, but first, and he turns towards you, Auric. And he casts Fireball.
At me?
Yep.
Okay. What? Cooper, this is not the time
Oh,
I don't know if anyone else can see, but there's just little. There's little head.
they can't. But there's just a little dog head, like right.
And
under
I'm
my-
literally trying to look through my spells, and he keeps pushing my head off, my hand off the spells to pet him.
Pat me.
DM
Pat me.
loves animals, so hopefully he's going to give you a bit more leeway on finding that.
Why he fireball you?
Ooh, yeah, right.
Why did the
Going well.
Lord of Hellfire fireball you? That's scary.
Firebolt or fireball?
Fireball.
Fireball.
man.
Oh wait, does that mean it's gonna?
I
hit all
dive out
us?
of the way because fireball is to whom it may concern.
Yep.
No, I'll counterspell it.
Do you want to describe your counterspell and how it looks? Give me
Yeah,
your time
so
and
my-
web stuff.
So the fireball, I imagine, looks super fucking cool coming from a demon lord or a devil lord. And as it's coming towards us, and as you may be jumping to the side or moving, jeez, spilled my drink. I'm just going to tap the staff. Tap the staff, and like the configure the dodecahedron on there is going to shift its form into kind of open up to several webs of golden strands that come off of the different faces of the dodecahedron. I'm going to pull those webs out to try to essentially mold them into a vortex that's going to wrap around the fireball and contain all the explosive nature of it. Very Doctor Strange like.
Okay. So the way he casts his fireball is he like holds a hand out, like kind of like flat hand out at you, and this little tiny bead appears and then just glows and like just fires out. And almost
I'm
you're
essentially a catcher trying to catch it.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it like breaks the sound barrier on the way in, like it's just like concussive,
Yeah.
sort of boom. And all the ice and stuff just kind of blows back from this thing. And then you kind of just quickly tap, draw these lines out, and it kind of goes in the center, and you see it sort of like burst and then shrink into nothingness. He's like, interesting. So it's time and space.
And fate.
Did you fold space then to keep that small, or did you capture it in a pocket of time?
Well, in that example, it was more of a folding of space. Capturing it within time be helpful as well. But in a situation like this of a academic pursuit, holding it in space more intuitive.
I wonder. And he sort of like pushes his hands out and opens them up, and the rest sort of get pushed out on these pillars, and then he holds a hand up and brings it down, and a meteor swarm is falling on you. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna scoop up Nia and Leaf and run.
You guys have actually been moved off by him out the way.
Oh, awesome.
It's just you can all hear this like and this place is still very icy. Like he's still calm and collected.
Nia just looks really scared for her friend.
I'm gonna start digging a hole.
I'm mostly just seeing if there's anything beyond counterspell that I could really do, because I don't think temporal shunt is going to work on this guy.
For funsies. You know you want to.
I know I want to.
Come on.
But do you want to burn your only reaction on something that might not work is the question.
Exactly. That's the real question. Exactly.
Well, you're back with all your spell slots, so you take the choice of what you'd like to do.
Yeah, I mean, since I have all my spell slots, I'm going to, because I know that this is a very powerful spell and a very casual counterspell won't change anything like the last one, so I will upcast it.
How high?
Um,
I'll say you know Meteor
Yeah, I was
swarms,
just gonna say I should know meteor
you'll
swarm's
understand what
level.
meteor swarm is, and like you'll see these things coming down, and you'll have a second to be like, I should
Yes,
probably
that
do
one.
this.
I destroyed a part of a fleet with that. Okay.
Yeah.
Meteor storm is 9th level, right?
Correct.
That's what I thought. Okay. So yeah, I'll burn my 9th level spell slot, and it's gonna be slightly different though. This one, since it's my most powerful counter spell, utilizing the Dunamancy, it's going to be a mingling of time and spatial displacement through fate, in that I'm going to disperse the magical energy of this spell. I'm going to freeze it in time and then disperse it amongst the multiverse, so that it is spread out in a harmless way, as heat, essentially, as entropic heat, just into infinite universes, so that it is harmless.
Say probably infinite timelines, right? Not really universes, but like every.
I would say universes, in the sense
Universes?
that they're timelines, but the
timelines.
timelines
Every new
are
decision
universes.
creates a new universe. Yep. All right.
Exactly. I mean, you're the one who said that I'm slowly folding into all the works.
And what he'll do is he'll probably mutter about, like, he starts muttering about multiversal theory as he sees this happening, and he's like,
Just marrying
So-
Warwick.
so this hasn't got a. Most people just counter the spell, but you're not really doing that, are you?
No, I
Taking
am not.
the spell and shunting it, unraveling it.
Not simply a displacement of the spell or a reversal of the equations that make up that magic. It is entirely a shunting, a folding, pressing, dispersal of what that spell is in that moment. Any other.
And all of a sudden, he's standing behind you. And make an intelligence save. Intelligence check, sorry. Not a save, it's not an attack on you. Just so you can try to figure out what he's done.
I don't like these new dice, actually. I
Even
will
done the
use.
dice ceremony. over there.
I'll use what I haven't. You're right. I'm going to use a chrono shift. A better dice. Because that's how fate works, right?
Yeah, yeah,
This,
exactly.
I imagine if this was like animated or something, it'd be like 30 seconds, but because it's all dice rolls and discussions of spells, it takes like 15 minutes.
No.
Infinite dice for infinite universe.
I mean, it's still not that great, but that's a 14.
Okay, well, he's used a spell you recognize, but you didn't kind of like see him cast it. He must have like subtle spell it or something. But he's time stopped and just moved over to you.
I know that one.
So this is standard magic, common, well, known commonly through the planes. What you're doing, usually harnessed from the void, though there are one or two small nations that dabble in such things unconnected, far away from the troubles of Etradale and Chiron, Duskfall. Why don't you show me what you have?
Very well. Much of this magic is fundamental existence, not just in the sense of the cosmic calculus that you refer to, but in the threads that make up what eventually became motes that became entities in life. the things that are manifested come from time and space and fate, even if they're there to destroy it. And let's see, what do I got that's pretty cool?
Best find your coolest spell.
Well, I wasted a ninth level on making sure I didn't die. So
I
some of
mean,
my coolest spells are not there anymore.
as you sit there,
Actually, I
and,
know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
And this may not work because he's such a powerful being. I'm gonna do it as sort of a show of the abilities of the magic, and as well as a show of the timeline aspect and the way that this is beyond our singular existence. As I am going to cast, I'm going to cast Reality Break on him and use a Convergent Future, have him fail to roll.
Yeah, fine. He probably wouldn't have even resisted. He asked you to show me what you got, so he was just going to stand there and take it.
Okay, so I mean, I guess I wouldn't use the Convergent Future then if he does resist it, because I don't have to use it until he
just roll the effect, because it's a thing. It's like a table, right?
It's a I felt, and the thing is, Auric, and he may even feel this. Auric felt safe casting this on him because he doesn't think like that a short trip through one of these effects was going to significantly harm a Devil Lord.
Mm-hmm.
So he is,
as long as he's not going to hell.
Yeah, right. Imagine if he goes to hell.
Oh, just visited my neighbor. I don't understand what that spell is. I can also teleport.
So he's gonna get visions of the far realm, which deals 6d12 psychic damage and stuns him until the end of his next turn as he's seeing visions beyond this existence.
And he sort of sits there as he comes to. Interesting. Were those visions happening now, or were they from some time long ago, or is it sort of like light, that it originates from far away and by the time it reaches us, it is long past?
I believe it is somewhat all of what you just said. It's all happening at the same time. It's all ending, it's all starting, it's all continuing at the exact same time. They're beyond the arrow of time. It's all time. There is no origin, no end, necessarily.
He turns to Leaf and he's like, this man might be the one that can help you save the wife you killed.
My thoughts exactly.
Back to you, Auric. Have you tried pushing this? Drawing power from before there was anything. From the beginning. The untapped potential of the universe.
I have thought of it. I pushed into the other realms of existence, the other times of existence, to see other fates, other me's. Perhaps not even necessarily other fates, possible destinations. In a fluid ocean, a bubble within a seal. But I've also...
Seal?
Yes, a seal. I have not done it yet. Curiosity grows each day. See before. Watch universes birthed and ended. Watch.
I would like you to try. Not now, not here. Push back just a day, or maybe smaller, a minute. And change something.
I have borrowed, but I have not forced change.
Well, you know what happened a minute ago. Cast a fireball. Would you like to see if you can stop it?
Yes.
Make an Arcana check.
Release some demons in hell? You got it, boss.
What would you like to draw on? What, like, you're about to try to cast a spell with, like, you've got components, you've got things, you know, anything you have, I will allow you to try to make the components of this spell. I kind of showed you a while back, like a sort of like a table of how hard certain spells would be. So just take a second to look at that and see if you can do it. And in the meantime, as you're preparing, he actually just turns his back on you. Hellhand, what will you give this man if he can stop you from your mistake? Will you just want him to save your wife? Would you want him to save the soldiers killed? Would you want her surrogate father to have his wife back?
All I'm looking for is to go back and fix my own mistakes myself. Wouldn't be any concern to anybody else once I got sent there.
Physically going back yourself. Powerful. I
mean, it may not be hard to guess, but a lot of the reason that I'm here now and the mistakes that I've made, it's because I just, I don't think they're going to stick. I believe that Oric's going to get strong enough, and someday he's going to send me back, and it's not going to matter who I sold my soul to. Because when I've got her back, well, she was always the one who stopped me from doing anything truly stupid.
An interesting question, though. Will you go back and remember everything you've done? Will you go back and just watch it play out again? If he sends you back, will he be able to maintain that new reality? Will anything in this one change? Will it be a new timeline? Why would you not have asked? Well, I can imagine maybe why you would have asked your Lord Despater for a wish. It can go awry.
Yeah, and I don't think any of y'all down here can do it. Not what I want. But give him some time. He's going to figure it out. I could tell from day one.
Well, that's interesting. Before coming here, Moloch was an angel of fire, a librarian. He would take the words others should not know or read, and they would be burnt in him. I wish for his essence. I might be able to help young Master Auric along. Do you want me to give him power and knowledge, Hellhand? Are you willing to take Moloch's fire?
Gee, that's a big ask. Killing Moloch. Jeez, I can't imagine under what circumstances I would agree to do such a thing. I suppose that's as good a deal as any.
God damn it, Mike.
How much do you think you could help him along? When you say help him along, what do you mean? Like, what do you?
He needs power. It'll be easier. He grows to be divine. He is taking too long.
What do you think,
multiple
Oric?
options.
His insights into what it would require are true. It would require all three fundamental forces to bring you back somewhere with your own mind and memory. We need to fold space so that you don't end up in some vacuum, astral sea. We would have to fold time, move you there, but we would also need to bend fate. Because if I just send you back, sending you into then, you will just be who you were then. Time is not an arrow. But if we want to bend it, twist it, control it in a way like physical space, we require all three fundamental forces and all sorts of power.
We'll talk about it more, but my needs aren't so specific. I don't need all my memories. I don't need to remember any of this. I don't need to physically exist there. As long as what I did is undone and they get to go on in whatever that would have looked like, that's all I need.
That is more achievable.
Have you got what you need, Oric, to cast your spell? Have you looked at it?
Somewhat.
It's alright, just do a best guess if you need to.
Yeah, I also had something and then started to forget it when I started RP.
Just do what you can. That's right.
Yeah, 1 second. I just need to check the opponent.
We will take 2 seconds to say nothing while we think.
Yeah. Oric will look to Mephistopheles and say, I believe with manipulation of the temporal shunt magical equation, I can shift myself back 1 minute, and with manipulation of what other spell am I gonna push?
What level's Temporal Shunt?
Temporal Shunt is a 5th level spell.
Okay.
I mean, I
What's
want
its
this to be
component?
a stronger spell. Temporal Shunt doesn't actually have a component. It's just verbal and somatic. That's what I was
Okay.
originally looking for. But I would use, in addition to the Temporal Shunt, I would use the crystal prism that I use for Reality Break
How much does
as
it cost?
it doesn't have a gold value.
Okay.
I'm only using it as an example of some. Oh wait, no, I did. There's a diamond one that I wanted to.
Yeah, so
I
you
don't
have diamonds and
diamond
stuff.
worth of value.
You have
I don't
diamonds.
have
though.
enough. Do I?
Yeah, you had heaps of like gems from before.
Also,
Oh, shit, you're
was
right.
given like a
Dragonhold.
metric fuckload of diamonds. So
Fuck Lord.
Right, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're right. Yes, so I don't remember how many diamonds we have. in my notes somewhere.
Do you remember how many gold worth of diamonds you had there, Nia?
Like it
I
was
found
enough
it.
to like cast the resurrection spell twice or some shit.
Yeah, it was
like,
a lot.
It was crazy.
It was some big old diamonds.
Do you need a? I think it was two.
I need 5,000
500s.
gold worth of diamond. That's what
I have 2 500 and 1,000. I think. But I wanted to use those to revive us if we die, so I'm not going to offer those.
As you're speaking, I would say you say this. I need 5,000 gold for the diamonds. I need this, that, and he sort of sits his hand out, and he's going to make a gesture, and pretty much just telekinetically grab your gem pouch,
Mhm.
and he's going to transmutate a bunch of the gems into a diamond, perfectly cut into like a what the crystal prism would look like, almost like a special crystal ball sort of thing. And he shoots it back to you, and then he holds out his hand and he brace yourself. And this sort of like dark fire sweeps over you, and he regains you regain your 9th level spell slot. Just so you can
Thank you. That's what I needed.
practice this spell.
Yeah, so I'm manipulating the it's a fusion of it's not an actual, like, I'm not using the time ravage spell, but I'm manipulating the the same essence, the same power of time within it, mingled with the temporal shunt spell, to maximize my control of time and shunt myself 1 minute back temporarily in a way where I have conscious control of that moment.
Okay.
The temporal shunt problem is you have no conscious control over your shunting.
Yeah.
You go back, you experience that moment, you come back, you forget that you were sent back to that memory. It's just a fading memory at that point.
So this is
goal...
a self-cast. You cast on yourself, 9th level spell. No real
9th
damage
level spell
type.
on myself.
No
damage type.
We'll just call it Dunamancy School Magic with a 5,000 gold component. All right, make your Arcana check. I have a thing in mind.
Perfect. I'm going to use my last chronal shift to read.
Move some stuff so I can get my big book of, oh god, things went wrong.
Okay, so that is that's not great. Plus 17 though. It's 30.
30? Okay.
Yeah.
So, roll me a D100.
Yes, sir.
There is a option on this table which instant kills you, by the way. So just be aware.
10. I got a 10.
30, so it's plus 15, 25. Okay. You go back to about, I'll say, 12 seconds before he casts the spell. You can see him get up, turn to you. You have a 6-second window in which to do anything you want, and then things will play out exactly as they were, but that 6-second window you changed.
Okay.
What you doing, Sean?
Now that I'm like sitting here, I'm like, what do I fucking have to actually even stop a fireball? So this is not a reaction. This is like, this could be an action too, right?
Yeah, so I mean, you could be like, no, don't do it. Like, anything you want. No fireballs. You'd be like, what? You know, like, it's up to you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, part of me wants to just like fucking do a quick wall of force around him, you know.
Do it.
Go it.
Do
Go for
it.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna
That's
cast a wall of force
badass.
around him.
What I say is that you get to the last bit of that 6 seconds, so he's like, he actually holds up his hand and he waits a second for doing it. The wall of force goes up and just, and it explodes inside, and he's like, interesting. I was wondering if you'd be able to stop it, but you did. How'd the time manipulation go for you? Yes, I remember everything, though these folks won't.
Of course, and I only remember everything because I'm slowly becoming stuck.
And then, as you say that, you get the effect locked in. The power cages the caster's mind in an ethereal prison. You are catatonic until you pass 3 successful wisdom saves.
I imagine it's like as I say, as I'm saying, like, and I don't remember it because of my unstuck from, or not even like that. Like I like just kind of like, oh dear God, just fall to the ground.
So you'll be like, interesting. And then he'll have the discussion that he had with you before Leaf about being able to save your wife and stuff. And then he'll, and I'll say in that time, because it took like a minute or two, you'll be able to, I'll say you've already made 1 save in that time, make 2 more saves. Like, just roll every, say, minute. I'll let you roll. What'd you get?
Not good. I'm rolling like I'm only being saved by my high modifiers here. That's an 11.
He just looks. You like as the force wall drops away. Like, well, I'll let you all rest. Near, we have something to discuss. And he takes your hand, and he shrinks himself down to about 9 feet tall, 10 feet tall. So he's still bigger than you.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, Jesus. I'm 4'11". Remember, guys, I'm tiny.
And he'll dimension door you away.
Oh, okay. All right. Nia needs an adult.
So, I'm just going to quickly go, look, I've got a couple more small beats planned for tonight, if you guys are willing to stick around for 15-20 minutes. And then we'll duck out. We'll finish up then. You guys okay with that? Because we are, usually this is the time we finish, so I'm going to make sure it's all good.
I'm good.
Okay.
Go on.
So, he stops and sits you down. Actually, he'll like make a comfortable ice throne for you and himself and sit there. And then around this, a castle starts to like grow out of the ice. It's well lit, it's comfortable, and a pane of glass ice floats up. And as he talks, you can see corresponding images coming up. Maybe everything you've done has been in reaction to your father. You were entitled as a child. Grew up. Your father wasn't the best father, granted. But really, whose are? Your grandfather was the keeper of the dragon. He trained his sons mercilessly. Your father was the oldest child and took the beatings for his younger brothers. Traditionally, the eldest son gets the dragon soul, well, you know, but when Goliaths from a tribe you know sent assassins to kill your grandfather, cripple your tribe's power, your grandfather was killed. One of your uncles was killed. Your mother was killed. Your oldest brother, not Exum, your father's firstborn, was killed. Your father slew the assassins, saving you, standing over your crib, drenched in blood. He wasn't there at his father's side as he died. But your uncle was. The one that was never trained to take on the mantle. The one that was allowed his flights of fancy. But to save the dragon's soul, your uncle took it, ill prepared. But he went through the ordeal. Your father was almost broken at the loss, but he vowed to keep the strength of the tribe true. Never would this thing happen again. Your uncle had never been a warrior, never taken part in politics, never wanted to learn. Instead, he wanted de-escalation. Show the Goliath you aren't a threat. Show the North you aren't a threat. Surely no one would come harm the tribe. Your uncle was the keeper. It was his word that was valued. Your father did his best to train Hexen, the successor that traditionally should have been. Your uncle was meant to sire children, but he opted not to, breaking tradition once again. He told your father that you must be trained, that you must be the new keeper. Because you didn't want it. Because you were soft like he was. Because of this, you were trained too. Your father knew you hated it. He didn't want to train you. But it was your uncle's wishes. Did your uncle ever tell you about any of this?
I think you know pretty clearly I was told very little about virtually everything.
Yes. Your uncle is down here. Part of his soul is with the dragon, part of him is down here. He always wanted to be seen as the nice one. But we both know there's a difference between a nice guy and a good person. To make sure that the same thing wouldn't happen again, Savrith was trained, just in case Hexen happened to die. But, despite trying to instill notions of honor and duty and family in you, your brothers, and your uncle, it insisted it be you. Your father knew you craved peace, not to be a warrior, but he had a duty, and the land is rough and violent. You would not survive without it, not if you were going to lead. So you got the dragon, and you ran. You left your home defenseless. Eventually, tribes came again, finished off what the Goliath started. You never wanted to hear any of this. You were too young, too full of your own self-righteousness. You've seen enough of the world now to understand you don't always get what you. Your father is trying his best with a new family. He wants what is best for the North. Consider this my personal gift to you. When you go back, perhaps you could reconcile with him. He is not coming here. Despite all you think of him, he is bound for a higher place.
My father is a man that watched his children suffer and did not at all try to fight for something better. He fought to stay in the same cycle of hiding and defense.
Are you sure? You were so young. You had a kind uncle to look after you, and a cruel father to train you. Are you sure that's how things went?
I'm positive that's how things went. If things were different, no one showed that to me. My entire life, I was told I was too weak, too sensitive, too naive, too stupid to brave the world. That's not training. That's beating someone into the dirt. And then you wonder why they run away.
And yet, you can't seem to move past his failings. But Sam, you're willing to forgive. These are the sorts of questions I need my wife to understand.
I never said anything about not forgiving him. I said that my father was a cruel man who watched his children suffering and didn't fight for something better. This is a fact.
While you are here, you will see many children suffer. Will you try to save them all? Will you understand that some souls are damned for a reason?
Sorry, I need to figure my words out here.
It's alright. He will just continue with, I don't honestly care how you feel for your father, your brothers, your friends. You have a purpose. You've agreed to fill it. But knowledge is power. You should learn all you can. Calmly. Dispassionately. So that you can fight as needed and with fury, but correctly aimed.
I don't think my feelings for my father are ever going to change. And I don't think the fact I don't like seeing people suffering is ever going to change.
He just kind of shrugs.
Does that mean I'll jump to save every poor damn soul that runs down here? No. I already planned on finding my father when we went back up anyway. If it's knowledge you want, then I guess I'll find what I can.
You do what you can.
I hope you know that whatever life I plan to leave up there will not be one of me raiding old libraries and gathering secrets. The life you will have a window up there, if I'm ever able to get through this, is going to be quiet.
I'm gonna sneeze again. No watermelons. No. I'm sorry to you guys, but at least the string got muted for that.
Yeah, we barely heard it. Your noise gate got it.
Yes. He holds up a hand, and this roiling hellfire with tinges of green and black in it in his hand, but it's like a dirty orange at its core. Will you accept this now, or wait until your death? I will not force anything on you, but I can say that a living being, sire something
Kyle, your internet's dying. Your internet's
Let
dying.
me check.
Sorry, I'm just not getting half of what I'm being told.
That's
here.
right. I did lean away when I sneezed, so maybe I'm being too quiet.
Oh no, it's that your video is skipping. Like
Oh.
you're roboting.
Oh, I'm not.
Fine for me.
Yeah,
It's
I haven't
better
dropped
now.
anything.
Fine for me.
Maybe it was just you.
The
Maybe your
second I
internet's
say
dying.
something,
Hey?
maybe that's also very possible. All right, it's Florida and it's
So he'll just.
rainy and gross.
I'll just repeat. Will you take this now away to your death? A living creature has a more promising chance at power than a dead one.
What's it going to do to me when I touch it?
You will take it into yourself, nurture it, and someday, probably years from now, you will have my spawn. And he does mean years, by the way. It's not like a it's not like a 9-month kid. It's like a fucking decade or two, and
But
it'll just whoop out of you, not a birth.
Good. But say, because again, sir, I am 20.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going down creepy devil sex. This is
We're not going into Game of Thrones territory.
No.
It's fine.
It's like when a Greek god is born.
Yeah,
crack.
it's gonna
just like out of the forehead. Like, oh hey,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Oh shit!
Hey,
I made
Athena.
Devil Athena.
Immediately
Let's
fighting
go.
you, just like right
Like
off.
when you
a
cut
little
a
demon
worm in
comes out,
half, and apparently you get 2 separate worms now. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, that was occupied too. Neo will take it. Fuck it.
He will scoop it and just lay a hand sort of like on your stomach, and it will just into you. No burning, nothing. Just you kind of just feel warm. The ring is glowing on your finger. It's probably protecting you.
Good to know. Maybe I'll be safe-ish down here.
Congratulations. You are the only being, apart from my lord, immune to Hellfire. And me, of course.
Oh, that's cool.
Now, you should return to your friends and talk with my lord, yes?
The soul I asked you to free.
Oh, it's done.
It has been.
Yes. Also release the red head. It's currently rampaging.
I'm sure that'll be a problem we'll deal with when we get back.
Most
We always
likely.
have something to do.
He dimension doors you back. I'll say that, although I said make 3 saves, you are now able to stand up and, talk and stuff now. Auric?
Okay.
Mephistopheles grows to his full size. And heat begins to emanate off him. The ice starts melting around him. And then a roiling tower of flame from where he is seems to pierce upwards to infinity.
And
If it-
beyond. So sorry.
Fuck you, Sarah. In that fire, you see the face of Half. Hundreds of feet tall. What do you want? What have you called me here for? You'll have a contract, Auric, when you return to the mortal plane. It'll be waiting for you. But the rest of you, what did you need? You wanted to speak to me, apparently? Anything?
Just for clarity, I got what I wanted dealt with by Mephistopheles.
Yeah,
right?
no,
So
but
my reason's gone.
a
Okay.
message had already been passed on, so he's kind of effectively taken control of the god of Hellfire and converted him into something that can hold half for now, and now half is here, being like, "What's up? You wanted something?"
Well, I did, but I think it was solved already.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it? I have... You all want out of the things you're in at the moment. I've been watching you leave. Struggle with what's going on here. I'm hoping your friend Auric can grow powerful enough. Tig, you run here and there, trying to help, but not always being able to. Sloane is trapped in a box. Saracen and Gem. You all are so pitiful.
No, I'm Tig.
She ignores you. How about this? Should the worst come to pass, should you not be able to stop what is coming, you're very powerful, connected. I could use you to fix the problem.
What problem are you referring to?
All of them.
Every problem? Will you
Every
just be a
problem.
Swiss Army knife for problems for...
Currently, Tariel is home to a rising Tiamat, several titans, and the horsemen are coming. If they get their way, they'll destroy that world, then the connecting worlds, then the elemental planes, then the outer plane. Everything will be gone. What if only one world had to die?
And what world would that be?
Tariel?
The destruction of the entire material plane.
Well, just one small world in it.
We're not making a deal on this.
And what would this solve? How?
Well, all the problems that would exist there, with enough power, we could just delete.
You don't think that's just going to bring the horsemen coming?
Oh, I intend for them to be gone as well. It'll take
Delete the
eons.
horsemen.
You want them to be on the plane when you delete it, right?
Only if you're fair.
Yeah, no.
You're fair, you're dead anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. This is if we fail, just all of Tariel ceases to exist. Nuked, magic, dead.
More or less, yes.
So what does that have to do with us?
I need... The dwarves have these creations that they create by making pots filled with flammable powder. They use it to destroy caves and create new ones. Bombs, they're called. I need some. Some that can move, walk, and get around. That would be you.
We're the bombs.
It could be.
You want us to destroy?
Yes, that would be ideal. Only if you fail. Only if there's no choice. You don't have to. We can fight this out. We can see. We can hope. But I like structure.
Would not the outer planes wither over time?
It's a risk, sure. But I believe the material realm will live on. If just that one small rock is gone.
I see.
And if we don't do that, and it doesn't get blown up, all is consumed, including here, including you.
Correct? Well,
So who's got the power in this deal?
you do. I'm asking.
So what are you offering?
You all have mistakes you wish fixed. You all have lives you wish lived. What if I could break a small part of your soul off? The part that knows who you are. The part that has your personality. And find a different world or a different timeline and place you in it. At birth, live your life. I can take your wife and place her there. You'd have to find her again, of course, but she'd be there.
Tig's gonna curl up in a ball on the floor and start rocking back and forth, having like a panic attack. Like she looks at this point like she's started to crumble, and she's just like, when you said at birth, and she's just gone, no, and starts like mumbling all these crazy things of like fire and no, can't run anymore. No more, no fire. No, don't want more bad stuff. No.
Look, this isn't something that I want to do exactly. That world is an infinite well of souls giving power to me. But should you fail, we can fight and possibly die a slow death over 1,000 years, strengthening the horsemen. They can go on to the next world, the next sphere, the next universe, eating it all.
I don't see how you think you can destroy the horsemen in this method.
The horsemen will eventually reform over a long period of time. But in that time, strength grows. I know there's a lot of concepts being thrown around in the last few weeks. Lots of deals, lots of agreements, nothing really solid. This is not a You don't have to agree to this now. And this is not something that gets asked of everyone. You've all grown powerful enough to hold incalculable energies within yourselves. If need be, we might be able to crack that and destroy whatever's on it. But once again, only if you think you're about to fail. If you succeed, there's no need, and you will go on your merry way, doing whatever you wish to do. If you fail, an option for survival of the universe. Think about it. I will provide you transport safely out of hell as per my daughter's request. Do what she's asked. You will receive everything that she promised with you when you get out. Just say the location of where you want to be. You will go there.
Well, I suppose we could say that upon completion of contract.
That is the point, yes. Once Moloch falls, you can go.
Suppose we have that to prepare for.
We don't
There's
have
enough
to
weighing on
decide
our minds right now.
No, and we don't have to decide on this now.
Correct.
But I need a minimum of 4 of you to guarantee this success. If
Well,
you
there's
take...
1, 4 right there. There's 4 there.
He's just ignoring Tig at this point.
Each of us must agree of our own accord.
Of your own accord, or convince others of equal strength to do the same.
We do have other friends. Necessary.
Yes. This is... just a long shot. Just that lever to pull should everything go wrong.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you've got plenty of time to butter us up and make us really want to take that deal.
Trust me, I prefer you succeed.
Well, money talks.
What do you want, Leaf?
Oh, I don't know yet, but yeah, can I just ring? Do you have like a little whistle that I blow to get you to show up and grant my...
And instead of having to travel down into hell and make several deals and movements to speak with you.
He looks at you, and you kind of, these giant eyes of flame, you feel look down to where you're concealing the book. You'll learn how to call me. I want that when you're done with it.
Your request has been taken into consideration.
It was commissioned by me originally.
No. I think we are done here for now.
Is there anything else you wish for Mephistopheles, or should I send you on your way?
There's only one thing left to do.
What is that?
We've promised.
Well, go take care of Moloch. Sure. And he kind of like, almost like looks down at himself. This form, half, will see you sometime. And you feel as if a giant constricting serpent wraps around you and just yanks you bodily through the realms of hell. And you are standing sort of in a narrow canyon at the edge of the training grounds on the 6th layer, where you can see the tents, very tall, very well appointed, I guess, tents of the Archdevils. Moloch and Hudgerton. I guess they're Infernal Dukes, actually, ahead of you. And in the distance, the Legion's training.
My ring's still glowing.
Your ring is no longer glowing.
Okay, fuck.
And we'll end the session there with you right there, about ready
What?
to... Well,
Engage the enemy.
yeah. Like, if you open that tent, that's Moloch.
Just gonna go on blasting. Sounds like.
Yeah.
Just go to my Spotify and start playing Britney Spears to celebrate.
So anyways, that was the penultimate episode. Hope you all enjoyed it. I know that was a lot of talking to devils, but these are the things that know the answers to your questions. Very, very old creatures that have been watching you for some time.
That's creepy.
I mean, it's hell. It's all creepy. Yeah, all right, we'll just do a very, very quick favorite moment. Just say just your one favorite moment each. We'll start with Sarah. Favorite moment and who you are.
Hi everybody, I'm Shro, or Sarah, DM's wife. I played Tig, our current main barbarian, awaiting the OG to make her spectacular arrival one day. I had fun, I got my ice cream, and I think my favorite moment was definitely just the giving me a bowl, an endless chalice of endless ice cream, and a spoon. That son of a gun gave me a hell spoon, and I'm so excited about having an endless chalice of ice cream and a spoon. And I'm gonna chuck it over to Mike Farty.
Yeah, I'm Mike Friday. I'm the DM over at Wonders and Blunders. Played Leaf tonight, and my favorite moment I think was getting a nice 2-for-1 deal on Moloch.
You said that with such a straight face. I was trying not to laugh. You're like, what reason would we have to kill that guy? I guess we can do that. And I was like, God damn it, Mike.
I was going to try and triple up on half. I just...
How many favors can I get for this one thing?
That's Leaf's whole shtick in hell.
That's great. That's wonderful.
How I got my house.
All right, who do you want to pass
I'll
on to?
pass it to Sean.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sean. I am from Paradise Productions, where I'm the creative director. You can find us over there on Paradise Prod on Twitch and Paradise Pro on Twitter. You can find me at Odo_Sean at all places. And I have been Auric. My favorite part of today's session was I not just I can talk to devils all day long forever, but I would say Nia's discussion with Mephistopheles about the terms of marriage was very interesting, especially when it started to get into like what Nia wanted, and I think it's very interesting. I like where Nia landed. I think it was almost like the final, for so long Nia's been like, my friends are the 5, my friends are the 5, my friends are the 5, or the 5. And I think choosing to free free that soul was a return to I'm Nia. I'm gonna be Nia, not concern myself necessarily with choosing this weird family that makes me murder people, and this weird family who doesn't make me murder people, but I end up murdering people when I'm around them.
No, I just want my friend.
Okay.
I'm not the only person who has had a non-conditional friendship with me.
All right. I guess that leaves you, Shelby.
Old friend.
I say we pass the baton to Kyle first.
Okay. Hi. I'm Kyle or Nova. I run Roll for Damage. I feel like today's session was a bit too much talking from me, and I'm sorry if it got boring for anyone. But you guys hit so many plot points that you actually can now move on, which is nice. And it gives you multiple endings to choose from that you can actually see now, as opposed to being like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. You can be like, all right, we're going here and doing a thing. My favorite moment was either the quick back and forward between Mephistopheles and Auric about magic and is this closed time or folded space? What's that? That's interesting. Along with Leaf's doubling up on deals, that was pretty good. And I also agree with Sean about you being like, yeah, fuck Sam, I'm gonna get my old boyfriend sold out. If I'm marrying this other guy, maybe I should save the old fling, eh?
Oh no.
Way more complicated. That man is very dead. All right, that man is very dead, and hopefully he won't be put back on the material plane because that would just be cruel.
Oh, it's already happened.
I know.
So,
I know.
fucking
Sam.
Yeah, and I'm sorry to Shro for being sidelined so much the last couple episodes. I just had a bunch of plot stuff I gotta hit here. I have plot things for you as well.
It's fine. Tig is here to be a part of everything, and she's just happy to be here. And me as a player as well, I am just happy to be a part of this team. So I'm more than happy to just provide the occasional. Tig is dumb, but she's well-meaning, and she's satiated with a bowl of ice cream. So just there, shut up, sit. And I'm more than happy with that when it needs to happen.
It is going to be interesting once we do get out of hell to like kind of like be back in like, oh no, we don't have to be worried about every single conversation we have with anyone. Oh no, we can.
It's like, now we don't have to worry about this. Tig, tell us something really weird. Let's go see a library of dead people's lives. Let me take you on a tour.
I have a new
here's the
favorite
weird people
moment
I've
right
met.
now, and it's Husbandophiles and Wiffer, a match made in hell.
How the hell am I going to explain to Tamel that I went to hell and got married?
Yep.
Oh no, we didn't get to walk you down the
Use
aisle.
those words.
Throwing it to you, Shelby.
Well, hi, my name is Shelby, or Shibidibidoo on Twitter, where I draw D&D stuff, or Whistle Where I Work on YouTube, where I draw D&D stuff and talk about D&D stuff, and I'm also telling like an animatic series. And here on Twitch, I am Chidoodles because somebody took my Twitch name, and I like to be annoying, and I draw D&D stuff, and occasionally play with other D&D people and play scary games. And my favorite moment, I don't like usually to choose a personal one, but genuinely my favorite moment was Nia looking at the very hard proof that, yeah, no, your uncle wasn't the best person. And she just doubles down like, you don't get to tell me how to fucking feel about my dad. I don't care if you're my husband. That energy.
Standing your ground.
Very
It was
Nia.
very good.
Very Nia.
It's an engagement ring and a promise, like it's a contract made.
Yeah.
You guys aren't married yet. We can have a hell
that
marriage
there-
ceremony off air at some point.
The ring ceremony occurred. That was the wedding.
I was gonna say, he gave me a ring and put hellfire in me. What else is there to a hell wedding? But sure.
That's fine.
Auric becomes like God. He's gonna be best friends with this guy.
Tamel should be like, are you just getting married because you're pregnant? Like, no.
Yes.
Yes.
Not yet, technically.
It's a delayed pregnancy.
Yeah, like delayed.
This is the weirdest shotgun wedding.
Delayed fireball.
Yeah.
Delayed.
It's a hellfire wedding.
delayed
Yeah, it's a hellfire wedding.
Look,
Yeah.
all we need to know is that Leaf is sea efficient, Sean is giving her away, and I'm the flower girl who's just gonna go,
Excuse me,
Leaves.
I don't need to be given away. All right, I am my own damn
Yeah.
woman.
She gave herself away. She.
okay, he's a flower girl then. Ring bearer.
All right. Anyways, we're gonna
Tell me
call
about
it
this
there.
hellfire.
We're gonna go. And yeah, I hope we'll see you all next week for the grand finale, where I have a Moloch model, which is feckin' massive, which we're going to be fighting. And he is way more powerful than the one in Mordenkainen's. So
nobody needed you
enjoy
to say that. They've come here for our boss battles before. They know you jack all the bosses up to 11.
Yeah, I just didn't want anyone to go to Mordenkainen's and be like, I know what we're fighting. Nope. Anyways.
Oh, well, now I'm gonna look at it to know what it isn't.
I'm right with that.
No,
All right,
you
guys.
just played yourself.
We're just gonna wave goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.